The George Court's department store building was constructed in 1924 and was designed by an architect called Clinton Savage. It was the largest building to go up in Auckland at the time, in the 1920s, and because of its commanding position on the top of a hill and the fact that the first broadcasting house was built directly behind it, for most of the 1920s and 30s it was surmounted by two enormous radio antennae, and one YA radio was broadcast from its roof. George Court & Son had shops on Cranhappy Road for about 10 years before they built that building. George Court and John Court were brothers, and they split the family firm around 1900. George Court had 3 shops on Cranhappy Road, and he amalgamated them onto one site. It was about 1900. And then in 1921, they commissioned this building. The building that we see shows the influence of Frank Lloyd Wright and also of Otto Wagner, one of the most important Viennese secessionist architects. Wagner had died in 1919, but he had written quite a lot of work and was widely read. And here, Clinton Savage has created an almost textbook example of an Otto Wagner building. Wagner emphasised the beauty of plain cuboid forms and large metal windows. He especially liked the idea of buildings that didn't need to be repainted and maintained too much. And so he tried to specify, wherever possible, bronze window frames that would verdigris to a lovely green. These are not the original windows. They are aluminium windows put in 1993 when the building was converted into apartments, but they replicate very, very closely the original windows. So this is one of the most important buildings along Cranhappy Road, and George Court was a major department store in its day. They had 3.5 acres of retail space, electric lifts, a rooftop tea garden and playground, and in 1939, to celebrate the launch of the film The Wizard of Oz, they had a children's tea party with all of the characters from The Wizard of Oz. It was a major retailer in Cranhappy Road, and in fact the Auckland Christmas Parade, which is now organised by Farmers Department Store, had previously been organised by George Courts, who'd taken over it from J. Morris Limited.